door and tell you how much your car is worth. Cars, trucks, vans, running or not, we'll make you a deal. Call this number right now.
800-609-2771. 800-609-2771. 800-609-2771. That's 800-609-2771.
It's the Coach James Hale Show.
Do you know who I am?
Live and local inside the J. Michaels studio.
People know me.
ESPN Northwest Florida.
Hot tub, I'm full of water. I say hot tub, stay hot tub. Gonna get you hot tub. I'm gonna make it wet. Say hot tub, rubber tub and hot tub, rubber tub with me. Shaking hot tub.
Yeah.
Will you make me sweat?
Yeah.
Shaking hot tub.
Get in.
Will you make me wet? Yeah.
Well. Well, good morning. One of my favorite days. I got two legendary folks, the leaders of Northwest Florida. I'm not talking about me and Wildcat. No. I'm talking about the one and only Jeremy Pridgeon and also the the State Hall of Famer, Tommy Sandoval.
It's going to be
let me tell you the story.
hours.
Before we get in here, I come in and we're talking, getting ready for the show, and Tommy was not talking. He holds up a sign that says false. This is not Trump talking. That was crazy. You're not a Democrat either, I hope. Anyway.
I'm not?
I don't know. Jeremy, that's the worst thing you do, what you do right there, to get your brain quicker.
Oh, really? Let me...
There you go. What?
We got a bunch of false starts around there.
What's going on at the church? You had a big crew last night. Talk about what's going on.
In the church here, Ash Wednesday has started. Everybody focuses on Mardi Gras on Tuesday night, which gives way to Ash Wednesday, and we had a huge Ash Wednesday night service there at First United Methodist Church, Panama City. But tomorrow night we've got our wild game dinner, the big fundraiser.
Right. Yeah, tell everybody about that. I forgot about
6
that.
6 o'clock. That will be in our Community Life Center, supporting the backpack ministries for kids here in the community, and food, peanut butter that we send out to the different elementary schools. So looking forward to it. It's been a big week.
And what's so great about this fundraiser he's talking about, the money doesn't get sent off anywhere else. The money stays right here and spent right here on Bay County people. I like that, because a lot of things go, and you got to,
Yeah, I know. Right here.
Can they buy tickets at the door?
I have to call the church and find out on that one.
Okay.
Yeah, but I know it's tomorrow night. We're all ready. So there may be some individual tickets left.
Yeah, and if you have any problem, just put on Santa Mont's tab. He's a big guy. All right, we got the one and only from North Bay Haven, from Mariana to Montgomery, now back in Bay County, the one and only Coach Bobby Hughes. Good morning, sir.
Hey, hot tub, too hot to get in the hot tub.
He likes that song.
I like the hot tub. I saw that 50th anniversary Saturday Night Live the other night. That was the best.
Oh, my. It's incredible. Hey, so you like it. You like the way we come in, then. You like that, right?
Yes, I love it, man. I can just see Eddie Murphy on Saturday Night Live put his foot in the hot tub.
Did you have any walk-up music when you played?
No.
Hey, Bobby, I tried to get them at church. I tried to get Tommy to play it one time, not tell Jeremy, and we'd keep behind him. Me and Tommy behind him. We'd be brought, with a robe and everything. He wouldn't do it. Jeremy would not do it. I don't blame you, Jeremy. I don't blame him. But anyway.
That wouldn't be a good idea.
No. I think some of the people in church might get a little bit upset. But anyway. Hey, what's going on over at North Bay Haven? Everything good?
It's good. We lost in the 6th inning against Mariana Tuesday. Man, it was a barn burner.
Yeah.
Sam Compton pitched 6. I think he pitched 6 innings, and he pitched great, man. And his family's originally from Mariana too, so I know it was special for him pitching over there. But we just couldn't get it done. It was 1-1, and we made an error, and with the bases loaded, and then once again, Jeremy, the umpires changed the call where the guy got hit to a foul ball.
Oh my!
He went to the umpire in the field.
Oh, gosh.
And, so it was one of those nights, but it was good for our kids, and we just couldn't pull it out. We lost 2-1, but they're getting better, man. It's just they just got to get experience.
Well, you mentioned the 2-1 here. I mean, that's your third one-run ball game that you've played. That's not a bad thing as far as getting a little more seasoned, a little more focused as you move down the line.
Yeah, and you're trying to figure out too. Who do you need to put in that situation, pitching, your pitching situation. And I'm just figuring that out, too, because you really don't know who can handle what when you put them in there. You're
right.
just still trying to figure that out.
Yeah. I saw you out at Public Sports Park, last week there against Rutherford. That was the other game you had since we talked to you. And I know they kind of jumped you pretty early, it looked like, and it was just kind of hard getting back in. But I did want you to know that you and Tom Glavine were coaching on the same field that night. So I stopped by to deliver that message.
That was awkward because after the game we were walking out and I looked over there. I said, man, there's Tom Glavine. And I went over there and shook his hand. I said, man, you were one of my favorite players for the Braves because I'm a big Braves fan. All we used to watch was the Braves growing up because we had TBS.
Right.
And that's all we watched, man. And, God, I couldn't believe it. I looked, that's like, that Tom? I said to myself, Tom Glavine here?
Well, my girls wanted to go watch the ball game because they were playing University Academy, and I said, y'all know who's coaching Tom Glavine? And Addison said, who? And I said, Tom Glavine. And she's like, who's that? I said, really? So I made them watch highlights of the 95 Game 6 before I took them so they understood what was going on.
Well, the probably only reason they wanted to go there and watch that, you know why.
I know why. They want to watch some of their friends there. There was little boys running around. Yeah. So, but that was a special night there. But Rutherford looked like they, just kind of just hit you early and kind of that was a tough night out there. I know. Did y'all get your sprinklers fixed?
Yeah, we had to switch the game because somebody messed with our irrigation system and it flooded it out. And then doing all that and messing with a kid's mental edge, that plays an effect too. And then, plus, when you make 9 errors, you don't expect to win those kind of games.
Yeah. Well, y'all get a chance to bounce back tonight. You're gonna head right back up to I-10 corridor and play a pretty good Bonifay team.
Yeah, they've always been solid. Jeremy does a good job over there. And we just got to come out with the right mindset the first inning and keep it close. And when we keep it close, we'll have a chance to win it at the end. And that's our main thing is getting their mindset right when you play teams, that are pretty good.
Yeah. Who you throwing tonight?
Tonight we're going to throw Jack Pete. He's one of our senior leaders, probably our best hitter on the team. He'll give us a chance, and then I'll probably throw 2 more pitchers after him. So I hadn't decided how I'm going to put it in order until I watch the other team play and see what their strengths are or their weaknesses. So,
Hey, Coach, Tommy Sanibon, how you doing today?
Doing good, man.
Listen, you mentioned something a while ago. I think it's as a coach, when you have these close ball games like you did with Mariana 2-1, and knowing what pitcher to put in those situations, that's something you learn as a coach, and that's very important. I know FSU, of course, they got about 25 pitchers, and Link Jarrett, he don't take him long to yank one of them out and try another one like they did against the other night. I think they used 5 pitchers in that game and barely won 9-7 against Bethune-Cookman. But as a high school coach, I know you don't have the number of pitchers, but on your roster, how many pitchers that you can count on that can pitch in a game? What do you have at North Bayhaven?
We've probably got about 7 pitchers that we put out there. And then, if something happens there, then we got maybe a couple throwers, what I'm saying, guys that can just throw it up there. But we got around right at 7 that I use. And I'm still trying to figure them out. Right. See who's got a little grit to them and see who, pressure bothers them. And that sort of thing, so.
Yeah. Bobby, I wanted to ask you this. We talked to Coach Hudson yesterday, Bay High School. He's turned around so many different programs you can't count. But times have changed. And especially here in Bay County, the Panhandle of Florida, where baseball is the king. I mean, everybody's good at it. Everybody's got a good coach, or you won't be there very long in baseball. There's more pressure on a baseball coach than the other coach in this part of the state. I really believe that. How difficult it is now to really build back a program. And you're really at a disadvantage more than any of them because, school of choice, I can leave and go to Mosley. I can leave and go to Bozeman. You got to go through the whatever you call it over there. So how hard is it to build a program, especially at North Bay Haven? I know you and Andy got to put up with a lot of stuff that other coaches don't.
Yeah, it's a tough situation, man. That's why we play so many young guys because, I lose a lot of guys every year transferred. And it hadn't just started. It hadn't just started. And it's just a hard situation. You got to do the best you can do with what you got.
Yeah.
I was kind of losing y'all there, but you just got to do the best you got with what you got, and do things the right way. And when you do things the right way, a lot of kids, they want to or you will stay. So,
Bobby, you're breaking up on us. We're about out of time anyway. We'll call you next Thursday. Good luck to you this week, buddy. Thank you.
All right, well, we appreciate it.
All right. You think, though, as far as number of slots, let's take 9 players on a ball team. You look at the number of teams. You got now Bay, Rutherford, Mosley, North Bay Haven, Bozeman, Arnold. There are more opportunities for kids than when you were AD here and you just had Bay, Rutherford, Mosley. I mean, so that funnel got pretty tight. Pretty quick on talent. So there's a bit of a trade-off there where if a kid has a chance to play, and not all of them develop at the same time either.
No, that's right.
You have a kid that comes on that maybe because there are additional slots to play, they're going to catch up with their peers who might have gotten a little ahead of them.
But what's so crazy about that, it's only gotten better. And we got more schools, but we got schools winning state championships.
Right.
I mean, Mosley's won one. Bozeman's been there every single year, it seems like, playing for one. It's incredible how good baseball is around here.
And Arnold should be
this year should be, But look, Holmes County. Yeah. Look at Holmes County.
And you've seen their schedule, haven't you? I mean, they're playing up.
They got a shot to do.
When you see, 1R school playing Choctaw, Arnold, Shipley, Mariana, I mean, they're playing up. South Walton, they
Have you guys really looked what South Walton's doing?
I got to see them a little bit Monday night.
They're the real deal.
I was over there, and I'm not sure what Jay was thinking when they scheduled that ball game.
He wasn't thinking.
Did they get paid to go?
I guess they did, but 18-3 later, they were ready to get back to Santa Rosa County.
We made a mistake. And I'm sure South Walton's not going to run up on anybody.
Yeah.
They're just that talented.
They are.
They're coached well.
Look at Mosley. They're 4-5 right now, but look who beat them.
Yeah, Mosley's always going to have a tough schedule.
They played Arnold, got beat twice at Bozeman, South Walton.
Yeah. And Doug's kind
Niceville.
And Doug's kind of starting over. He's building from scratch.
I know it.
So
he played some tough teams there. Those L's were some really good teams.
And we'll have Doug here in a second. One of the best coaches, period, any sport. Guy's incredible.
Yeah.
I want to talk about some people. You know them, Judy and Don Vandergriff, legends. I mean, what they've done through their life, the number of kids they've impacted over all those years is incredible. But the job they've done with their own kids, Kyle, all their kids are extremely successful. But Kyle, it seems like everything he touches turns to gold. The guy, that local 115 downtown, Panama City, it's like a Bay County Hall of Fame. We encourage you to go have a great meal there. Lunch and dinner, oyster bar, sports theme type deal. They got the Tommy Oliver draft beer, but they got outstanding food. And they got one of the few places that have an actually old-time salad bar. You go get your buffet. You go and make your salad and have a good time, and you can take it with you if you're busy at lunchtime. You just want to get a good, healthy meal. You go there and make your salad, take it with you, go back to work and eat, or better yet, eat there. We've all been there several times. Great atmosphere. Pictures of Tommy Sand. Everybody's pictures in there. It's incredible. I love going there when Jeremy's there. He can call people that are in his church and ask them what they're drinking. I about fell out of my chair when he did that. That was awesome, man.
I just like that they were looking around trying to figure out.
Where's he at? He can see everything. But anyway, another thing Kyle has, they own TK Vandy Roofing and General Contracting. They design, they build residential, commercial. They can do it all. But the thing I'm really interested in is a new roof. So I know who I'm going to go with. I'm going to go with Kyle Vandegrift. TK Vandy Roofing, the guy's incredible. Very honest, hardworking, wonderful people, and everything's done completely perfectly. And we're getting really close to getting a new roof, and I'm about 101% chance we're going to go with Vandegrift. No doubt about that. TK Vandy Roofing. Yesterday, Jay Michaels, it was packed out, man. You can tell spring break. But every Wednesday is packed out because they have that world-famous spaghetti. But it was packed out lunch, and then at 5 o'clock it was packed out in the afternoon. Try to get there, and Jared, Mariah, Lorelei Layton, and Julie wanted the spaghetti. So who had to go get it? I did. And we got to go. And it was, thank goodness, because we would have had a hard time getting a chair. But it's a legendary place. You want to go see some crazy things. It's like a museum in there. Go check it out. But the food's incredible. Their pork chops are unbelievable. They're so big, so good. It's unreal. The steaks, the burgers. But they've got the best fried shrimp you will get. And it's about the seasoning. They know what they're doing. They do a great job. The legendary Jay Michaels. We shall return. The one and only Doug Lee will be interviewed by two legends, Tommy Sandemet, Jeremy Prison, and Wildcat. He's in there with them. We'll be right back. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
The ESPN Northwest Florida Big Bracket Challenge.
Three-pointer, puts it in.
We're taking March Madness to the next level. Join our bracket challenge at ESPNPC.com to compete with the ESPN Northwest Florida listeners and staff. The top three brackets win cash and prizes. Join the madness at ESPNPC.com. The ESPN Northwest Florida Big Bracket Challenge is sponsored by PCB Hobby, Pepsi, and Panama City Toyota.
Good morning. This is Joanna with your weather forecast from ESPN Northwest Florida on this Thursday. Sunny this afternoon and evening with a wind coming out of the west-northwest around 10 miles per hour and the high of 61. Tonight, look for very little wind and partly cloudy skies with a temperature near 47. Tomorrow, a high around 70 and some sun. Saturday, very warm with a high of 70 and light showers. This weather forecast is sponsored by Mid-South Lumber, the best little lumber yard in Panama City. Thank you for keeping that dial at ESPN Northwest Florida. Rely on it.
Your pets are our priority at Southern Hospitality.
Professional in-home pet care to meet the needs of you and your pet.
Vacation pet care, dog walking, adventure hikes, wedding pet attendant, and more.
Southern Hospitality experienced team provides a safe, nurturing, and stimulating environment your pets will thrive in.
You'll even receive reports with photos and real-time updates of each visit.
Talk to Southern Hospitality? Call us now, 850-805-7387.
Bonded and insured.
Panama City, your car is filthy. Your house is a disgrace. But do not fear. Martin Karab is here. At MK Evolution, we terminate dirt, obliterate grime, and crush filth with the force of 1,000 flexing biceps. Full car details so clean, your reflection will say, hasta la vista. Pressure washing so powerful, your neighbors will salute you. Call MK Evolution now at 850-319-2323.
And here we go.
The #1 SEC call-in show is now twice as big. The Paul Feinbaum Show. Weekday evening 6 to 10. Now back to the Coach James Hale Show on 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
And welcome back, 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. We got a new show coming out. It's what we say in between breaks. It will be unbelievable. It would be unreal.
You'd be fired the next day.
We'll make millions. All right, it's time. I really, truly enjoy this young man. He is an unbelievable coach and even a better person. He's had several different jobs. Wasn't he the county AD for a while? Well, he was in the county office. That's what it was. And he comes back to Mosley as the athletic director, state championship coach, officiates college. He can do it all. The one and all. But you know what it is? His mom and daddy. He had great mom and dad.
He did.
And he got a great brother.
He really did.
The one and only Doug Lee. Coach, thank you for coming on. We appreciate it. I know you're busy, but we love you. Thank you for spending some time with us.
Hey, thanks, Coach. I appreciate y'all having me again.
Well, tell us, we were, I'm going to ask you this before we get into Mosley baseball. We're talking about, we've been asking Coach Hudson, we just talked to Bobby about it, and you've been there. You built a program. You took it to the very top level in the state. I mean, everybody knows about Mosley baseball because of you. And now you got to come back and kind of, we've had a lot of turnovers over there in the head coaching baseball for whatever reason. And now you got to turn it around. And everybody's good now. There's good coaches everywhere, school of choice, all these things. You've done it for a long, long time. Can a coach really, can they really come in? Will people be patient and give them time to turn? I'm not talking about Mosley, just across the board. Give them time to turn around a program when you got school of choice and all the other things you got to deal with in baseball, because baseball's so strong in the Panhandle.
Well, it is. I mean, it's really good. Any day or any night, you can get beat just because the competition and the level of coaching. I really believe in Bay County is tremendous right now, and so we've had our struggles the last week or so. But it is a challenge. It's a challenge, when you're trying to instill accountability and all the things, and then you had the worries of, well, if I make this guy mad, is he going to leave and all that. And, that's just the world we live in now. And, I talk to coaches, ever since I've decided to do this, I've talked to coaches a lot, just picking their brains and all the things that go into it. And it's a different era, but I'm enjoying it. I enjoy the challenge. I love the coaching aspect, and it's just one of those things we have to deal with in this day and world we live in.
Hey, Coach Jeremy. Good morning. How are you?
Jeremy, how you doing?
I am doing well. You kind of mentioned you've hit a little patch here where you're trying to look to turn around things tomorrow night against Lincoln. Got to head over to Tallahassee. Obviously, we talked about the buzzsaw, Niceville, South Walton, Bozeman. I mean, that's three juggernauts, and now you got a 6-3 Lincoln team on the road. I did look. They may be a little depleted pitching-wise. They went 11 innings with North Marion earlier this week. They've got to play Childs tonight in the kind of inner city game before they get y'all. But what do you know about Lincoln as you're getting ready to head over to the east?
Well, I tell you, Lincoln has got a great club. I mean, they do. They got the number one player in the class of 2027 and Chase Fuller. And I know if y'all know Corey Fuller's name. Mm-hmm. Played in the NFL 10 seasons, was an outstanding football player at Florida State. That's his son, Chase. And Chase is a great player, but they got the Kennedy kid. He's a Division I guy. They are very, very good. They got the Jason Parker kid. A kid came from McClay, great-looking kid. So they have got plenty of talent, and again, will be a great test on the road. We're looking forward to it, though.
Looking at these last 3 games, run production, obviously one of those areas of concern in any game. But are you finding yourself maybe having to take a few more chances on things to maybe be a little more aggressive, try to get that up a little bit?
Yeah, and to give you a kind of an indication of what we, the Niceville game, we stole home in I think it was the 6th inning to tie the game when our hitter had 2 strikes on him. So,
yeah.
We're going to do everything we can to try to manufacture runs, and we've tried to play some small ball at times and all the things that give us a shot. And, I think we just, just talking with our team yesterday, I think we were a little all down and a little frustrated after Tuesday a little bit. But just having an open conversation is, we're averaging 10 strikeouts a game and averaging 3 of those are looking. So just trying to put the ball in play more, put more pressure on the defense. And some I think of that as just we can control a little bit about that. You know, I know some of those are physical mistakes, but some of that is just being locked in and seeing the ball. And sometimes we make hitting really complex, and sometimes we just need to simplify it as far as, hey, let's see the ball and watch it hit the bat. I mean, so we just tried to simplify it a little bit more and talk about putting it in play more to put more pressure on them.
Hey, Doug, Tommy Santamont, good morning.
Hey, Mr. Sandlock, good to hear from you.
You doing all right?
I'm doing great.
Hanging in there. Listen, Doug, I think you played 9 games so far, and, I mean, you got a lot of games left, and you played some great teams. Some of those L's were not anything to sneeze at because you played some really, really good ball teams. And I know you're real young this year, but at the end of this 9 games so far, what is something that you feel like that you were surprised about the team? It's something that they've done that you didn't know that that at this point in time they were going to do. Anything like that?
Well, I think we've pitched well enough at times, and I think we've, the Niceville game was. I'd go back to that. That was really a heartbreaking loss. We got down 4-0. We fought back, and tied it up, and we went into 9. I think we lost in 9 innings, and it was a heartbreaker. And just, really, honestly, has been. I think our kids have played hard. I really do. Mm-hmm. I think they've done everything we've asked them to do, and in the world like we talked about, that's really always a concern in the world we live in. Get buy-in, where they fight for you every night. And I really believe we've done that every night except for maybe this past Tuesday night. I think I was a little disappointed with that part of the effort part. But other than that, I think our guys have come to the part and played hard. And that is hard for, 15, 18-year-olds to do every night. I mean, night in, night out, it is a grind. But, I'm proud of the way we've played, and I think we've pitched well. Now, we're starting to hit the injury bug a little bit, and that's a concern. But the way I look at that, it's just the next man up, and we've got guys that have kind of waited patiently, and they're fixing to get their turn, and so that's just part of the nature of being in a season. You're going to have some injuries creep up on you.
I wanted to ask you this: you talking about turnaround programs, build a strong program. What's the numbers at Mosley right now for us involved in the program? We're talking JV, varsity. I don't know if you have a 9th grade team or not. I know that'd be difficult, but what's the numbers? How many people you got involved in the program
We've got 39 players in our program right now currently. That's JV and varsity.
That's good. Yeah. That's pretty big, isn't it? I mean, to me, that's a big number.
Yeah. I feel good about the roster we have and where we're at. And, like I said, we're very we're young, but I really like this team. I really do. I like them a lot, and we're going to keep working each and every day. We had a great practice yesterday, even though we had we didn't really feel good after Tuesday. I was proud of the way they came to the ballpark yesterday and worked hard, and we had a fairly long practice yesterday and got after it. And there was nobody sulking, nobody pouting, everybody getting after it. And I think that's a good sign of maturity that we need to see. And I think if we continue to head in that direction, we're going to be fine at the end of this road we're on.
All right, Doug, I got to ask you this. If I was a principal right now and I was looking for a baseball coach, I want somebody I know is going to run a disciplined program. Kids are going to be great examples for that school, that community, and they'd play extremely hard, coach extremely well. I would go after a guy that you told me to go after 25 years ago, and that would be Chris Lee. Do you think there's any way Chris Lee would get back and try it again? I mean, I know he's officiating and doing everything else, but does he miss it enough to ever try to do like you did and get back in it?
I think he loves the role he's in right now. He's our head JV coach. And
I didn't know that. I did not know that.
He's our head JV coach, and he of course he helps us with our varsity when there's no JV duty. But I think he's enjoying his role, and I think he's grateful that he's been given that opportunity by Mr. Bullock. And we're we have not killed each other on the practice field. That's a good time.
You know what? You made my day. I had no idea. See, I don't think I was here the first day we had you on, and we usually ask that time about your staff. I love that, man. That is a great move by you. I love that guy. Go ahead, Tommy.
Hey, Doug, Tommy again. On your tryouts, how many kids normally come out for Mosley baseball and tryouts, counting varsity and JV? What's the number?
Of course, we probably had about 55, 60 kids.
Wow. Good Lord.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. So, we've had some, choices to make, some of them tough decisions on roster spots. And, the good thing, that is the one thing with school choice and the transfer. I do like giving an opportunity to a kid that maybe, for whatever reason it didn't make it here, he does have an opportunity to possibly go play somewhere else.
Yeah.
Not that we're trying to put them in a different direction. Just, it gives kids opportunity to play somewhere where, we got too many second basemen. It gives an opportunity to go play somewhere else.
That's definitely a positive. You're right. I like that, too.
Doug, we have run out of time. Thank you so much for coming on. We appreciate you, man. Good luck to you. We'll talk to you next Thursday, okay?
All right, thanks.
See you, Doug.
Thank you, buddy. I'm so glad Chris is coaching again. I love that, man. That's a great kid. Great kid. He's a grown man, but I love him. All right, let's talk about somebody else I think the world of. That's Stevenson Air Conditioning. Jason actually graduated from Mosley High School, local, taking care of locals. That's what I love. If you got a business, let's go take care of people that live here. Locals taking care of locals. That's what it's all about. And they have expanded. They're all throughout the Panhandle of Florida now. His business is incredible. It's built off trust, hard work, accountability. When they tell you they're going to do something, they're going to do it. They're going to be there. They're incredible. They're the best at what they do. It's Stevenson Air Conditioning. Number one, not even close. They never get beat by Florida at home, like last night. But anyway, Stevenson Air Conditioning, they're incredible. Number one. If you got any kind of problems, heating and cooling units, you make sure you go with Stevenson Air Conditioning. Tell them Coach told you to call them. Also, the legendary Chad Mitchell. Seriously, people come from all around to have Chad Mitchell operating, and the guy is incredible. You listen to the legend right here on every Monday on 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. If you're injured in any way, shoulder, hips, knees, ankles, you name it, you get injured. As we get older, we're going to get these injuries. You're going to get these things happen. He can do it. Go see him. And the last option is for him is always surgery. He tries to get everybody back with rehab and everything else before he does that. But once he does it, it's like no other. You're going to be fine after Chad Mitchell puts those hands on you. I'm telling you, the guy's incredible. The legendary Chad Mitchell. Also, get out to newbies, have a great time. We'll be right back. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. We get back. Tommy Santamont, Florida State Seminole. What's happening over in Tallahassee? We'll tell you in just about 60 seconds. We'll be right back.
The ESPN Northwest Florida Big Bracket Challenge.
Three-pointer, puts it in.
We're taking March Madness to the next level. Join our bracket challenge at ESPNPC.com to compete with the ESPN Northwest Florida listeners and staff. The top three brackets win cash and prizes. Join the madness at ESPNPC.com. The ESPN Northwest Florida Big Bracket Challenge is sponsored by PCB Hobby, Pepsi, and Panama City Toyota.
Take your next adventure in an award-winning Kia from Bill Bird Kia. Discover the new Kia. We invite you to stop by Bill Bird Kia and test drive the new 2025 Kia. You'll get the perfect balance of comfort, safety, and technology. The 2025 Kia SUV family has movement that inspires. Drive away today in a new 2025 Kia Soul, Seltos, Sportage, Sorento, or Telluride. Fuel the thrill and command the road in the luxury of a 2025 Kia K5 sedan from Bill Bird Kia. Performance, power, and design built for you. Spark inspiration in the all-electric 2025 EV9. It's a modern masterpiece, fast charging, rugged, and roomy. Bill Bird Kia is the original home for the 20-year, 200,000-mile warranty. Stop by 2435 East 15th Street, Panama City, or anytime at BillBirdKia.PanamaCity.com. We'll treat you like family and give you the peace of mind you can trust. Your local community dealer is Bill Bird Kia.
Tired of flipping through channels and finding nothing good? Introducing Lucid Stream TV. Get over 2,000 live streaming channels. Catch every game of the season with over 100 sports networks, including ESPN, ESPN Plus, the NFL Network, and Red Zone. Even pay-per-view events. Watch local network channels from most major markets throughout the country. Fox, ABC, CBS, and NBC. Just $41.99 a month. Cut the cord, not the fun. To get Lucid Stream TV, go to ESPNPC.com and click the Lucid TV logo.
Now back to the most dangerous radio show in the Gulf Coast. Coach James Hale. He's so dangerous. He doesn't even check his eggs at the grocery store.
Danger's my middle name. I'm bad to the bone, honey. 2 tickets to the gun show.
We're live from the J. Michaels studio on ESPN Northwest Florida.
Florida State, Florida State, Florida State. Woo! FSU Update is brought to you by the one and only, the legendary Miss Newbies. I ran into John yesterday. He's playing racquetball. That man is incredible. John's got to be 60, at least 60, and he looks like he's like 35. He can still. Jason Kovalevsky and I were talking about it, and he goes down and buys a lot of stuff from Jason, but he is built like you wouldn't believe. He's very competitive. He's incredible. But he's married to a beautiful lady, inside and out, Miss Charlotte. I love her. Right now, we've got spring break going on, so they got great entertainment at all 4 of the locations, but especially the mothership. You want to have a great time. All you spring breakers down here right now, you all know about Newbies. Get down and have a great time. Head to the mothership. If you're over in town, get out there to the big, beautiful St. Andrews, that beautiful blue facility there. Have a great time at one of the 4 Newbies. I want to give a shout out to Juan. He works over at Safelite. He is an incredible young man. My wife said they do a great job over there, and he listens to us every day. She had a shirt on about our show, and she goes, "You're, you know, Coach?" And she, "Yeah, I'm married to Coach," or something like that.
Won one of our
No, I'm going to try to get him one. I'm going to tell Julie, we'll try to get her a shirt and give to Juan. But thank you so much for listening every single day. We certainly appreciate that. More and more people are telling me that, so that's good. People get up, the working people, the great people of America.
People that fix the broken
get up,
glass.
Yes, they get up and work every
break
day.
it, they fix it.
These are our people. These are the people I love. People get up in the mornings and do the work. Unbelievable. Tommy, what do you have for us today on Florida State?
There's a lot going on in Florida State. Baseball-wise, they're 13-0 right now. They played Bethune-Cookman last night. They won 9-7. Actually, Bethune-Cookman out-hit them, and they went through about 5 or 6 pitchers last night, so they were having a little problems with pitching. Then they come back, and they got the Bisons from Nashville coming in for a 3-game series starting tomorrow, March 7th at 6 o'clock. And Saturday they play at 2 o'clock, and Sunday they play at 1 o'clock. So right now they're rolling, rocking and rolling. So of course they've not played a whole lot of good teams as they normally do in the first of the year. They get the feet under them. So but they're doing good, and Lee Jerry's a great coach. And we're going over there March, I think, next Tuesday, isn't it, Jeremy? We're going over there to see
Florida,
and that's going to be a great ball.
Who are they playing, A&M?
No, FSU in Florida.
Yeah.
Oh, Florida.
We got a busload going
For your
over.
church?
Yep.
Oh, that's awesome,
We've
man.
done that one every year, and
Yeah.
I comfort the afflicted and inflict the comfortable. So
That's awesome.
Our nephew, he's over there. Matter of fact, he's taking me March the 13th, my birthday, so he's taking me over. He's going to let me come over here, and we're going to watch FSU practice at their
football,
baseball, baseball practice.
Okay.
So
yeah, spring football started at FSU.
No.
Okay, I'm sorry.
So they'll that'll be interesting to go over here and watch.
Tommy, are y'all going to go over there and watch Florida State play Florida and come back, or y'all spend a night?
No, you were just driving drive back.
Wow, okay.
Yeah, we'll be
cool.
back 10:30, so something.
Yeah,
awesome,
I think 5 o'clock first pitch Central Time. So
it'll be good. I hope the wind's blowing out.
Oh, well, last year, man, it was like home run derby over there.
What time's that game start?
5 Central.
O'clock, yeah.
What time we leaving?
1:45.
You're not going. You wouldn't sign up.
I thought you signed me up
You
for
can't
it.
go.
Hey, I can drive. Come on, 1:45.
Hey, if you go, I'll drive. I'll drive you over there.
Yeah, we'll get you there.
Have we been to some Florida State games?
Yeah, I'll take you over there. All right, let's get back to FSU softball.
Travel plane.
Softball, they're 16-3 right now. They had a doubleheader last night in Jacksonville. They played University of Jacksonville and won 9-1. They come back with a doubleheader and played University of North Florida and beat them 5-3. Now, starting tomorrow night, they're going to take a 5-day road trip out to Oregon. Damn. Here they go. They got Friday, they're playing Oregon State in Eugene. That's a 6:30 game, and then they come back. It's a doubleheader. They play at 6:30, and they come back and play University of Oregon at 9 o'clock. So, and then they come back on Saturday and play Oregon State at 4, and then they then they come back on Sunday and play University of Oregon at Sunday at 5:30, and then they got a doubleheader with Portland State. And after that, they head back to Tallahassee.
So that's like a tournament, right?
Well, no, it's just playing. They just playing.
Yeah. So they're going back over there. They're going to take buses and go to the different schools.
Well, it's not going. It'd be right. They're in the same state as Oregon State and Oregon.
Yeah. Okay.
And tongue in cheek, I wanted to ask if those were conference games.
I know. I thought the same thing. If it was Cal, yeah. That's crazy, Tommy.
Yeah, that'll be a good trip for the kids to go out there to Oregon.
Yeah.
It's real
beautiful state.
Oh yeah.
What's the weather like out there? It's probably still cold.
Yeah, it'll be chilly. I'm sure.
Maybe a little rain. Just depends on those.
Probably raining.
Yeah.
But anyway, girls basketball, they're ranked number 22. They're number 4 seed in the ACC tournament. It's coming up. It's going to be in Greensboro, and they got a double bye, and they're going to play on Friday at 11 o'clock, and they're going to play the winner of University of North Carolina versus the Boston College Syracuse. Whoever wins that game, they're going to play on Friday. So, they being number 4 seeds, okay, but I don't know how far they'll go. It's they've had some kids hurt. The Latson girl got hurt, but she's back now, so that'll help them a lot. And in men's basketball, they're thankfully going to have the season going over here in just a little bit. They got SMU in Tallahassee Saturday and that's their regular season game. That'll finish them up. And they start the ACC tournament. There's 15 of the 18 schools make the ACC tournament, and FSU is going to be in the ACC tournament. And it looks like the way that they've lost, I think, 5 in a row now, 5 or 6. Then they're going to probably end up playing on Tuesday. That'll be in Charlotte. And I don't, unless they have some drastic changes in how they play, then. I don't know how deep they'll go. Probably not very deep. But anyway, Coach Leonard Hamilton could be his last game coming. SMU they'll play, and then in the tournament, then I'll be as one of his last games. So great career. So right now they're looking to hire a new coach. And that will be done probably right after the ACC tournament. And I would imagine they'll have somebody coming in there. And in football, and everybody's probably heard about the lawsuit. Clemson and FSU dropped their lawsuits against the ACC, and the reason they dropped the lawsuit because they basically got what they wanted, and what they wanted was more money, and it looks like it's going to guarantee FSU and Clemson both will be in the ACC for at least probably 5 more years, and it depends on. Because they're going to drop the opt out $18 million a year, and so that will help as they finish these 5 years. It'll go to $75 million. That's where it'll cap out that they can pay to get out. And but the good thing about it is going to be a 60-40 split where they're going to take 60% of the proceeds will go to the teams based on, viewership and all that. They got a formula they go
after. And Florida State's number 1 in that. You realize, yeah.
Yeah, they'll be Clemson and Florida State will be in that, but it can mean $15 to $20 million more, right? Which is going to be a big help for FSU.
Tommy, you think that'll make them stay in there?
I think so. I think they'll for 5. But the good thing is after this 5 more years, the Big Ten all will be doing their deals. All they'll be doing their deals. So if they get out, that's going to be a great
Right.
It's going to be sync with what the other conference is doing. And the good thing is when they pay to get out, they take their media rights. That goes away.
Yeah.
So that grants a right that goes away. So they did a good job. I mean, I don't know how much it cost them lawyer wise, but they did a good job.
And to be honest, they're still going to be making less money than the Big Ten SEC schools.
But it'd be closer.
But the problem was going to be when they go to revenue sharing, the Big Ten SEC is going to be able to pay players more money because they're going to make so much more money.
Yeah.
But if it's anywhere close, if Florida State and Clemson can make up the difference somehow, they're going to be right up there. And they're going to have an easier path to get to the playoffs playing weaker teams compared to the Big Ten and SEC.
Absolutely.
So it's not that bad of a deal for Florida State and Clemson.
No.
So maybe Dabo's smart too. If you want to win and keep your job for a long time, that might not be bad for them to stay in the ACC. Am I crazy on that or not?
You're spot on. I think Tommy hit it right on the head in the very first comment. They got what they wanted, more money.
Yep, that's right.
That keeps you in.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you're in a pretty good place to leverage when you look at the teams that you are going to be able to compete against.
They're going to get in the playoffs. With a 12-14 team playoff, Florida State and Clemson should be in every single year.
And when you get in the playoffs, you never know.
That's right.
You only got to beat them one time.
Get hot at the end of the year and stay healthy. That's the key.
That's right. That's the main thing.
All right. We got to take a break. I want to thank John and Charlotte and Newbies for everything you do. We love you guys. Get out to Newbies. Have a great time. And they're proud sponsors of FSU Seminole Sports. Get out to Newbies, especially Newbies on the Curve. Watch all sporting events. Also, Beef O'Brady's in Lynn Haven. I love Pat Pernod, the city commissioner of Lynn Haven. You know Pat, Tommy.
Yep.
He's done so many great things for the county and athletics, everything. The guy's incredible. Well, the Beef O'Brady's, he hires the best people you can. It's like Cheers in the old days. You walk in, it's like they know your name. They treat you that way. Wonderful people. And every time you and I have been there, we've had great meals, had a great time. TV's everywhere. Watch all the baseball games that are going on. And March Madness is getting ready to happen. Go watch the games at Beef O'Brady's. Have a great meal. Also, you love pizza. It's paparazzi. No doubt about that. Dr. Ward, 1 in 5 develop skin cancer. If you're a female, you really got to worry about skin cancer and breast cancer. Now, skin cancer, it can be, if they catch it early, you're fine. Especially even melanoma, but you got to get it checked. You cannot, if it doesn't look right, feel right, if you just think something's not right, don't wait 1 second. You call, make an appointment. If you're listening right now in the Panhandle of Florida, you call, make an appointment with Dr. Ward. The guy is incredible. He's operated me on twice, and he got it all out the first time. They didn't have to come back and numb me up. The guy's incredible. Dr. Ward. Listen to him every Wednesday right here on ESPN Northwest Florida. Max Fit Sports Nutrition. You want to look better, feel better? Jason Kovaleski can make it happen for you. We'll be right back. Listen to Jason tomorrow with Wildcat. We'll be right back. We'll be right back.
ESPN Northwest Florida.
The Dan Patrick Show.
Deebo Samuel, banged up, hasn't had over 1,000 yards receiving the last 3 years. Doesn't have to be the man. Terry McLaurin is. Jaden Daniels give you another toy to play with. And Cliff Kingsbury's offense, if he stays healthy, what is their window of opportunity now?
It's the Dan Patrick Show, weekday mornings from 9 till 11. ESPN Northwest Florida.
Good morning. This is Joanna with your weather forecast from ESPN Northwest Florida on this Thursday. Sunny this afternoon and evening with a wind coming out of the west-northwest around 10 miles per hour and the high of 61. Tonight, look for very little wind and partly cloudy skies with a temperature near 47. Tomorrow, a high around 70 and some sun. Saturday, very warm with a high of 70 and light showers. This weather forecast is sponsored by Mid-South Lumber, the best little lumber yard in Panama City. Thank you for keeping that dial at ESPN Northwest Florida. Rely on it.
Your biggest investment is your home. Protect it while also improving its appearance with Earthworks of Northwest Florida. We have sand, mulch, gravel, or lay down decorative stone, all available for pickup and delivery. Discover your dream landscape with Earthworks of Northwest Florida. Imagine the moment you proudly pull up to your home that you've worked so hard for, enhanced by quality mulch, decorative stones, and more. Let's make it happen today. Request a quote online at earthworkspc.com or swing by the office at 2005 Industrial Drive. Love the land you live on.
PCB Hobby, the beach's premier hobby store for sports cards, comics, coins, and trading card games. PCB Hobby carries the largest selection of boxes and packs from the latest releases of brands like Topps, Panini, Leaf, and more. Looking for a specific player or team? PCB Hobby has a wide assortment of raw and graded cards. They carry parallel rookie, game used, and autographed cards in both modern and vintage. Have a collection you want to sell? We buy, sell, and trade. PCB Hobby on Back Beach Road, just east of Florida Linen. Call 850-320-8388.
For everything in the world of golf, it's the Watson Report. Thursdays at 4:20 with Alan Watson from Golf Plus. ESPN Northwest Florida. Now back to the Coach James Hale Show inside the J. Michael Studio.
And welcome back. Wildcat, I got to tell you something. You have no idea what's going on. How much I appreciate all the work you do here. You know that I never
Does that
give
mean I
you
get a
the
raise?
praise.
You know, this is my
no.
This,
Don't
this
ask
is my third year.
We don't believe in those.
3 years I've been
we
with
just
you.
think you should enjoy what you make.
Believe that, Tommy? 3 years I put up with that. I mean, 3 years I've
3
been
years?
here.
That's hard to believe.
3 years.
Can you believe I still pay him the same? It should be less.
I know. I don't know.
No.
You ought to give him a upgrade.
But we never really brag on him like we should, and without him we wouldn't be where.
Here I sit in the shadows, all alone.
Oh, when he changed the opening to our show, I was getting ready to fight him because I said, "You don't change anything without," and he did it without telling me. And then when I heard it, he kind of came and said, "It's going to be a little different." And I said, "What?"
Yeah.
It better not be. And then when I heard it, I said, "You know what? You hit a home
I got
run.
another
It's
one
awesome."
in mind, but it won't happen for a long time.
No, it won't. No, you're right, it won't. I love that. I mean, people talk about that wherever we go. They love it. And you thought of that of your own. You're highly intelligent.
That's because I listen to the show, so I know your weaknesses and your preferences.
Strengths. Yeah, you always know my weaknesses. But anyway, we do appreciate everything you do.
Thank you very much.
I want to talk about this, both of you. I don't know if you guys will agree with this, but I want to go quickly because we got Jeremy's going to do the Alabama update at 8. We got Andy Burcham, Auburn. I can't believe they lost to A&M. Of course, we had a big injury. One of the best players, and maybe the best player in basketball got hurt. But this was called, the title was the Heartbeat of Southern Hospitality, and they ranked the stadiums. One of the stadiums is not even in the South, and they kind of explained it. But this is the #1 stadium in the South that represents everything good about college football in the great South, because football is the king in the South. There's no doubt. Do you know what it is? Just the South. I know you know what it is.
Mm-hmm.
It's not even close. It's the legendary Paul Bryant Denny Stadium.
I would guess Alabama.
Yeah, I mean, really, it is. Think of
Legion Field was second.
But they talk about everything. The way you treated, how nice is the stadium, how electric is the stadium, the history of the stadium, everything that's good about Southern football. And they said there's no doubt, not only the South, but it should be in the entire nation, because Alabama really and basically is college football. They've won more national championships. They've had the most legendary coaches to run that program. And it's a testament to the everlasting spirit of college football in the South. They're kind, they're polite. I don't know if they went to the Auburn game and hear what they F Auburn. That part I don't think they listened to, which is kind of, I thought that would knock them out, to be honest with you. But they just start the rich history. They feature statues outside the stadium, national championship coaches. They have plaques that honor coaches and players everywhere. It's over 100,000 people. It's one of the most electric places on earth when Alabama's playing a big game, especially at night. But the history, the storied program, the past, the present, it's all there in Bryant-Denny Stadium. It came in at #1. Do you know what stadium they voted #2? And it's not even the South. But it has a big tie to the South. Huh?
Penn State?
No, it's close, though.
Ohio State?
No.
Horseshoe?
No. There's a tie to the South. There's one school's fight song is mentioned, this stadium. Yeah, Yeah, Alabama.
Rose Bowl.
Rose Bowl, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It says the Rose Bowl has such a tie to Southern teams that helped make the Southern teams so popular.
Oh, it did. And you know, I've watched 3 games in that stadium. It is iconic. I mean,
yeah. You're saying, go ahead.
No.
That's what they're saying.
It is. If you like golf, it's the Masters. College football, it's the Rose Bowl. I mean, of all the venues I've been to, when you're sitting there and the San Gabriels are in the background there and the pageantry, they could care less about the playoff. They've got their Rose Bowl.
Yeah.
Have they kept that stadium up?
No,
I heard they hadn't.
It's really, you know, it was designed to watch a game. Now these stadiums with all of these amenities, and I told, you know, my girls when we went out to watch them against Michigan, I said, now look, this is about the football game. You're going to get to your seat, and you're not going to want to go anywhere else. Yeah. And fortunately, I had been when Alabama played UCLA in 2000, so I kind of knew the state. Don't sit anywhere 20 rows and under because you're almost ground level.
Yeah.
And then because it's just a bowl that fans out, don't get above seat 55 because you might as well be watching from Anaheim. I mean, you know, but in that sort of band between rows 20 and 55, anywhere in the stadium, you're just, you know, right on. Yeah.
See, that's a good point you made. I didn't even know that.
Yeah.
I thought you went to Texas, Alabama.
I did that one too.
Yeah. Which one was the best the atmosphere? The Texas game?
Well, you know, the Texas game was at night, which is really odd. You know, I mean, it's a national championship game, but to be under the lights in the Rose Bowl. Yeah. You know, because if the Rose Bowl game is that, you know, kind of afternoon where the night falls, you know, but to be there at night,
it's still 4 o'clock our time. What time is it out there?
It was
1?
it was 1 o'clock start there. Yeah. But that B-2 flyover, that stealth bomber piece, I mean, that was cool. And that was the Rose Bowl game that Alabama Michigan played in. It was BCS championship when we played.
Was
Texas.
That loud when they came over?
Oh yeah, and well. Once it was past you didn't see it till it was on you.
Wow!
Wow! As it passed by, it got very loud.
Was it pretty low?
Oh yeah, it was very low. Yeah, I'll show you.
Which game was louder? The Rose Bowl with Alabama, Texas National Championship, or the playoff game with Michigan?
The Alabama-Michigan playoff game was incredibly loud, particularly because it was so close heading into that fourth quarter, and truly, you know, not to replay the game necessarily, but the Milroe fumble, ironically, you could just feel the giant sucking sound of momentum from the Alabama sideline going to the Michigan sideline. Yeah. Had we scored there, we'd finished them off. And there was this sense they played Dixieland Delight in the stadium. You know, the Alabama side, Alabama side was going nuts. They did it so well. They played, you know, all of the Michigan songs, Alabama songs, half and half. I mean, they really created a great environment. And they just finished playing Dixieland Delight when Alabama got the ball with a chance to go up 2 scores. And we thought, party on, and we get the fumble. And
I got to ask you this: when they did the Dixieland Delight, did they leave out the cussing parts?
No.
What did Michigan people? They like, what are they doing?
Really, I mean, there were some quizzical, you know, looks from the Michigan folks. Like, why are we here talking about Auburn?
Why y'all singing? What song is that? Anyway, all right, number 3. Number 3 will surprise you. Maybe not you, Jeremy. Tommy, it might surprise you because you're more of an ACC guy. The number 3 stadium in the South, from this survey, and when they take all these factors in, it's on a river, and that river is a big part of it because it's kind of different getting to the games. The tradition there, the Southern pride, marching band, it's a beautiful scenery. They treat you well. I don't know about how they treat you, but that one I kind of question. But number 3, what is it, Jeremy?
It's Neyland Stadium, where every seat's on the 50-yard line, according to the scalpers.
Yeah, that's it, Tennessee. Number 4, actually it's not a stadium on campus, but it's in the South. It's hosted some huge football games. It hosts the SEC Championship, the Mercedes-Benz in Atlanta.
Wow.
Yeah. Now, they say this is a perfect example of the new experience in modern college football in the South. And it is. The stadium's incredible. Number 5, the stadium is beautiful. It's like no other. It's so loud. It's incredible. And they never win much, but they take a lot of pride in their stadium. Who is it?
They hadn't won a lot of games, but they've never lost a party. Ole Miss.
No.
Oh.
This is a huge stadium.
Oh, okay. I thought I was about to talk
about
the
great
Grove.
State of Texas.
Oh, Kyle Field.
Kyle Field, yeah.
I thought you were talking about the Grove.
Yeah. That was your top 5. Bryant-Denny, Rose Bowl, Neyland Stadium, Mercedes and Benz in Atlanta. Kyle Field's number 5. LSU came in number 7. Texas came in at number 8. Ben Hill Griffin was number 10. Jordan Hare, I don't know why it's so low. It was 11th. I don't get that. Now, they only named 21. Do you know who was 18th? because they take in all these different factors.
I was going to ask you how they judge
FSU didn't make the top 21.
They will when they get the stadium built.
Yeah.
If they go on.
Yeah. Southern Mississippi came in at 18th. I was like, what?
Really?
Yeah. I was like, that shocked me. Then they got into details why. But
do they count number of seats and stuff?
No. It can be huge. It can be small. It's just a total combination. You get so many points for this, and this.
Oh, okay.
Georgia was 19th. So there you go. Yeah, again, Ben Hill Griffin was 10th. Jordan Hare was 11th, and Georgia was 19th. Florida State did not make the top 21 stadiums, and Hale didn't get over Southern Mississippi, Robert Stadiums. I'll never know because Tallahassee, to me,
well, when they see that news,
but Southern Miss is a pretty nice small stadium though. All right, let's talk about some of our great people. Turpo Pest Control. You want that yard look absolutely gorgeous? We can make it happen, baby. All we got to do is call Patrick. They'll come out. Your yard will look gorgeous, and you want your house to be not one little ant in it, not anything. They do that also. I didn't even know that. Turpo Pest Control is number one. Listen to Patrick every Monday morning right here on ESPN Northwest Florida. Now, I want jewelry. Tommy's been there several times. Glenn Manley lives down there. All of our people go down there and they buy stuff for their loved ones. And we love Russ. We love Amber.
You are talking about David Adamson, Designer Jewelry, Highway 77, Lynn Haven. They want you to know, remember, that summertime, love is in the air.
Love is in the air.
Bridal season. Please don't sing. Bridal season is upon us, and there's going to be a lot of beaches on the weddings. A
lot of water on the beaches?
Oh, well, weddings on the beaches.
All right.
Say that fast 3 times.
Okay, yeah.
And they can customize a one-of-a-kind engagement ring for you. Have it ready in 10 days. So if you're thinking about popping the big question, go out there and check them out, and they will compete or beat any price that you can find right here in the Panhandle.
Hey, have you ever seen Louise Santamont's ring? It's
Whopper,
big bucks. Big. I'm talking big.
He's got good taste in.
He's got good taste in everything.
It took me 5 Cracker Jack boxes to get that.
That's pretty good.
All
That's pretty good.
Stops in, huh, Tom?
Julie said it must have been just one cracker box for me. No, anyway, we'll be right back. We get back. Jeremy Pridgeon, Alabama Crimson Tide, 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
ESPN Northwest Florida. We're taking the inside drive.
So in the middle of the Civil War, someone was like, you know what this country needs? A delicious steak sauce. A1 was established in 1862. A1 sauce was created to enhance the flavor of meat, fish, and fowl. It was invented in 1824 by the Henderson William brand, the personal chef of King George IV and the United Kingdom.
Middays 11 to 1. ESPN Northwest Florida.
Good morning. This is Joanna with your weather forecast from ESPN Northwest Florida on this Thursday. Sunny this afternoon and evening with a wind coming out of the west-northwest around 10 miles per hour and the high of 61. Tonight, look for very little wind and partly cloudy skies with a temperature near 47. Tomorrow, a high around 70 and some sun. Saturday, very warm with a high of 70 and light showers. This weather forecast is sponsored by Mid-South Lumber, the best little lumber yard in Panama City. Thank you for keeping that dial at ESPN Northwest Florida. Rely on it.
How would you like to receive money for your car that you don't need anymore? When you call the Sell Car US hotline right now, we'll come to your location. Within a matter of days, we'll offer you a fair price for your vehicle and we'll remove it for free. How great is that? You don't need to go anywhere. No people stopping by your house to look at your car, wasting your time on test drives. We come, we offer you a price, and pay you immediately. Call the Sell Car US hotline right now to arrange to have one of our representatives come right to your door and tell you how much your car is worth. Cars, trucks, vans, running or not, we'll make you a deal. Call this number right now.
800-609-2771. 800-609-2771. 800-609-2771. That's 800-609-2771.
Powered by Panama City Toyota. Your home for Auburn Tiger basketball. WGSX Lynn Haven. WVLQ Port St. Joe. ESPN Northwest Florida. I don't always talk to Alabama fans, but when I do, I ask for large fries. Now back to the Coach James Hale Show on 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
Alabama Update is brought to you by the one and only Stevenson Air Conditioning. Locals taking care of locals in the Panhandle of Florida. If you have any type of issue, day or night, you call Stevenson Air Conditioning. They'll get there quicker than anybody else, any other company, and they'll do a job. It's incredible. And they're not expensive at all. They do great. I will never forget this. Of all the commercials, all the sponsors we've had, this one kind of warmed my heart the most. We're leaving Jay, and I tell you all the time, but I'm going to say it in front of these two because I don't know if I have or not. If I did, so what? I'm saying it again. Walking out of Jay Michaels, Coach Hale, I don't even know who this person is. And he goes, I listened to your show. I said, oh, good, yeah. He goes, you're right. That's Stevenson Air Conditioning. I'd been going with another company. I bought it from him. Called them. Yeah, and they said they're going to make me wait a week before they could get there. So I did. I called Stevenson Air Conditioning. They were out there the next day. Said they did an incredible job. He said they got a new customer for life. That's how good they are, okay? If you have any type of problem, this guy's the most honest man I know, and that's Jason at Stevenson Air Conditioning. He started a company. It's a family-owned thing. They got great employees. They take a lot of pride in what they do. Stevenson Air Conditioning and no one else. Everybody that comes in here goes with them. They use them now on out. And Dr. Mitchell's bought 2 brand new units from them. And he's sold on Stevenson Air Conditioning, and so will you. Jeremy, what do you got for us today on Alabama?
Well, March Madness is here, and particularly for the Alabama ladies. Alabama's ladies had a very good regular season run. Finished 23-7, which is a remarkable turnaround there. They are in the SEC tournament, which is underway for the women's basketball in Greenville, South Carolina. They play the Florida Gators tonight. Florida's the 11th seed at 15-16. They have the late game, should tip sometime around 8:30, just depending on how the earlier games go. Florida defeated Auburn, and they advanced yesterday. The winner of this game gets LSU, who is the 3 seed, and that game will also be the late game tomorrow night. So good luck to the ladies there. They'll obviously qualify for the NCAA tournament. Schedule was pretty light, in the non-conference. We'll see how that may impact seeding for them. Speaking of the Florida Gators, on the men's side, tough night for the Crimson Tide. Mark Sears dropped 30 points in a losing effort as the Gators come into Tuscaloosa on senior night and get out of town with a win. Alabama now 23-7 on the season, and also 12-5. This is another loss, back-to-back losses now for Alabama. Saturday's game against Tennessee was a heartbreaker. Alabama had firm control of the game, and we're into the kind of shooting free throws to try to ice it. And at the 36-second point, everything collapsed.
Yeah.
Just a series of errors.
Why did he take a three-point shot? Why did he drive to the basket with that much time left? And you had to get 3 to get back in the game. That 2 was like nothing.
Call a timeout before the 5-second call. Just the number of they talk about these sort of catastrophic events that happen. No one thing causes it. It's the several little things that then result in, and any one of the 5 or 6 things in that 36 seconds doesn't happen. Alabama ggets out of Knoxville with a win.
Yeah. Well, let's go look at it a little deeper. Who's responsible for that?
It's coaching.
And in this game, we're talking about right now, what the heck's going on?
I'm not sure, but the in-game execution has really cost Alabama in the last couple of weeks here, and it showed in the worst possible way. I mean, if you're an Alabama fan, you lose to Tennessee on a buzzer beater, and that loss gives Auburn the SEC championship.
Oh, yeah.
And you saw their little bulletin board material, and I'm sure we can talk about this with Andy, but there was a little celebration going on when Auburn, saw what happened in Knoxville, and rightly so. I mean, congrats to Auburn. But, the carryover into last night, you really thought, okay, tough Florida team coming in, need to bounce back, need to get some momentum before heading to the playoffs.
Last home game
for the seniors, and they get in at a track meet too. I'm not saying Alabama's defensive effort was poor, but they got into up and down the court with Florida, and the Gators get 99.
Yeah,
that we need to dial that back and get opposing teams back in the 70s. We can't.
I honestly just think Florida's just better. Florida's just better.
Florida's got a great team.
They do. I kept saying that.
If you're looking for your stealthy pick in the SEC, it's the Florida Gators.
Yeah.
I mean,
I agree.
And that was it's not a shocking loss, but Alabama should have defended home court last night. If that game been in Gainesville, I'd have taken the Gators all day long. But because the game was at Coleman, I really believed that Alabama.
Remember, we talked about, you had mentioned about these last 3 games, how difficult they were, and we thought they got to win 1 or 2. They didn't win. I don't think they're going to win any.
I don't think they're going to win any. I think they could limp.
They're not beating. Well, let's see who's healthy for Auburn.
Well, they're going to limp into the tournament if they don't win at Neville on Saturday.
Yeah, that's what I was going to ask you. What do you think the mental part? What do they go to the SEC tournament and screw up right off the bat? Then what happens?
And you're not getting an easy draw. I mean, any of these teams that you could see coming at you. I mean, Ole Miss has beaten Alabama. Missouri has beaten Alabama. The mid tier, which Alabama's kind of teetering, top tier, mid tier.
Yeah,
they can come up and bite you just the same.
But isn't this typical Alabama? You think this team's got to do something really, really special, and it seems like they never do. I'm not being real negative, but just throughout my lifetime, when you thought, hey, they really might do something, they don't.
Yeah.
Am I wrong on that?
No, we seem to be kind of set up for failure. Maybe that's the PTSD from the Mark Godfrey years. We play through and then just kind of collapse.
Right.
And there were flashes. I mean, there were flashes. We had the Antoine Petway run, and of course last year was a Final Four team, which, maybe those pressures and expectations are just not at a place where you can be consistent. And I think basketball is a much more challenging game to stay consistent.
And you have a great team and all these people coming back, but you don't know how they're going to play until they get out there.
We got a phone call. Let's say, good morning, sir.
Hey, this is Paul. How's it going, guys?
Hey, Paul. How you doing, buddy?
Good. Hey, I got to be quick, but one thing on the basketball end of the season here for Alabama. Last year, they looked the exact same way going down the stretch. Got pummeled by Florida. At Florida, I was at that game. I left at halftime. And then in the SEC tournament, they got put out in the first round, and then they went to the Final Four. So
that is true. Yeah.
And look, SEC's cannibalizing each other. It is the toughest conference in the nation right now. So you get through the tournament, you get into the dance. It's going to look a little different. Seeding is going to matter here for Alabama. Where there was talk of a 1 seed, that's gone now. There may even be conversation. Are you going to be the number 4-2 seed, or are you going to be the top 3 seed at the rate they're going? And it matters. As far as where you get sent. I mean, both Alabama and Auburn had to go out west last year. That's not happening to Auburn this year. Whether they go to Rupp Arena or on to Madison Square Garden is kind of the question. But
Paul, let me ask Paul something. Paul, are you going to go to the SEC tournament?
No, I'm not.
Okay.
It's when I used to live in North Alabama, it was super easy to just get there. But no, I'm not going to go.
Did you have a hard time? Did you ever go up there without tickets? And we're thinking about going. I've never been to it.
Yeah, it should be easy to get tickets. I'll tell you what's really easy to get tickets is when we used to go watch Alabama play at Vanderbilt, and especially in football, you could just, you get tickets in 10 seconds as soon as you get there. It'd be like a home game for Alabama.
Wow. That is true. I remember Feinbaum telling a story one time on the radio about the mom who left the 11 kids at Dudley Field. When they come pick them up, they're beating Vanderbilt 20-0.
Because I kept telling I was young. I kept telling my dad, I was like, we don't have tickets, man. We don't have. How are we just gonna do this? Because he spur of the moment wanted to go, and it was no problem at all getting tickets.
Is it worth going all the way to Nashville? I like. I mean, I kind of want to do it and stay right downtown and walk to the games. Is it worth it?
Yeah, I think the tournament settings are fun because you get to watch so much basketball. But if you're, I mean, it depends. If you want to see a lot of games, yeah. But if you're just there for Bama, and let's say they do what they did last year, I mean, that's probably not too fun for you. But if you're interested in just seeing a lot of basketball, yeah, I think it'd be pretty cool.
I think the tickets for the entire tournament, decent tickets, I think it's like $900 a piece.
Mm-hmm. For the book.
Yeah, I don't know if I want to do that.
Well, they get really cheap if Kentucky bows out.
If you're going to do that, you better be watching all the games.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Go ahead, Paul.
I'd be better off just doing day by day.
Yeah.
Yeah,
they're always floating around.
Well, how do you do it now where there's no tickets? You got to go on the phone and do it. So you just look it up and...
Yeah, you can get them transferred to you. And, yeah, that's
hey, I
right.
bought tickets to the Bama FSU game in Tallahassee, the opener for football.
Yeah.
And I'm kind of a little anxious about the whole deal because I got them on StubHub, which I've used them 100 times, no problem. But, they're pretty high-dollar tickets. They're like, yeah, they'll be available on game day for you. And I'm like,
Ooh, I don't like that.
Yeah, I'm like, I've never seen that before.
Yeah, Tommy, you should have called me. Tommy's getting mine too.
Really?
Yeah. How much do you put? Hey, I'm only going to charge you about 10% more if you want some really good tickets. I'm kidding.
You're going to be up in the box.
Yeah, we're going to be up in the box.
Just mark them up and sell them to me, and we'll keep going with it.
And you get them after the game.
Yeah.
They're going to be real cheap after the ball game.
Man. Hey, Paul, we got to take a break, man. Thank you so much for calling, buddy. Seriously, we got to work on I want 2 tickets. Can you give me 2? Seriously, you know all of them.
No, I don't know. That's going to be hard. They probably already sold out.
I paid for it. I don't want them free.
They already sold out, probably.
So I have to call Mickey?
I'll ask. I mean, my nephew, if anybody can get them, he can get them.
Yeah, try to. Julie wants to go. Are you going to go?
I'll be there.
You know it's going to be a night game.
No, they'll shove that at 11 a.m.
All right, let's take this break. Any problems, it's Stevenson Air Conditioning there for you. We get back, the voice of the Auburn Tigers, the one and only, love him, Andy Burcham. Be right back.
ESPN Northwest Florida.
Colin Cowherd.
The Lakers have lovable Luka, and the Lakers have always understood this, and the Clippers in their growth and their ascension don't understand this. It's not just about having a star. It's about, in Los Angeles, having the right star. This is not Indianapolis. This is not Orlando. The right star.
The Herd with Colin Cowherd. Weekdays, ESPN Northwest Florida.
Good morning. This is Joanna with your weather forecast from ESPN Northwest Florida on this Thursday. Sunny this afternoon and evening with a wind coming out of the west-northwest around 10 miles per hour and the high of 61. Tonight, look for very little wind and partly cloudy skies with a temperature near 47. Tomorrow, a high around 70 and some sun. Saturday, very warm with a high of 70 and light showers. This weather forecast is sponsored by Mid-South Lumber, the best little lumber yard in Panama City. Thank you for keeping that dial at ESPN Northwest Florida. Rely on it.
Get your shine on at Tommy's Express Car Wash. Now with a special offer for new members only. Purchase our best wash, The Works, at Tommy's Express and get your first month of unlimited washing with the Tommy Club free. The Works includes our best. Red Hot Cleanser, Tire Shine, and Ceramic Body Wax to protect your paint job and seal and shine. Hurry in today. This is a limited time offer. Tommy's Express, Highway 77 and 23rd Street, next to Starbucks.
Bendian's Best Moves is a local moving company in Panama City, providing reliable services to the families and businesses in our community. Coveted for the long list of services they provide, experts at what they do, and they do it all from start to finish. The pros at Bendian's Best Moves have moved doctors, attorneys, pastors, schools, small businesses, the federal government, and they can move you too. For the best moving experience, it's Bendian's Best Moves. Call now, 850-583-0814.
If your neighbor, employer, or grandmother were traumatized by comments made on the Coach James Hale Show.
One thing people aren't saying a whole lot about, and I'll probably get in trouble,
but just wanted to take this moment to say, get bent. We're live from the J. Michaels Studio, ESPN Northwest Florida. And now, War Eagle. Live from the J. Michaels Studio, it's the Auburn Update on the Coach James Hale Show with the voice of the Auburn Tigers, Andy Burcham, ESPN Northwest Florida.
Eagle, hey! Bum 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 bum. We got him. All right. The voice of the Auburn Tigers. We got to go kind of quick. The voice of the Auburn Tigers, Andy Burcham. Andy, good morning, sir.
Good morning, James.
I want to talk to you right off the bat. This game Saturday was going to be something special. We had 1 versus 2 in Tuscaloosa. We found out who number 1 was. Now, Jeremy and I, we talked about it. Alabama had 3 tough games to get to Auburn, and Auburn being the 3rd toughest, the last game. Auburn goes on the road. They lose to A&M. So it's not as big. It's still a huge game, but it's just kind of like, to me, it kind of lost the thunder a little bit. But let's go back to Auburn at A&M, because I'll be honest, that shocked me. Talk about injuries. We got to know about what's going on there. But you were there. You saw it firsthand. What happened? Because I didn't see that coming.
Rebounding is what happened, or lack thereof, by Auburn on Tuesday night at Texas A&M. Auburn was out-rebounded at both ends of the floor, primarily, though, at Auburn's offensive end, at Texas A&M's offensive end. And Texas A&M, I think, had 24 offensive rebounds, and that turned into 27 second-chance points. And you're just not going to win ball games, and especially in this league, and especially on the road in this league, by giving up 24 offensive rebounds. It was remarkable to watch what Texas A&M did, and A&M followed that up with a good shooting night, perhaps a little bit better than they had been shooting coming in. And Auburn never led in the game after Texas A&M scored the first basket. Auburn never tied the game. A&M beat Auburn the way that Auburn has beaten so many teams already this season.
Yeah.
Auburn did not have Denver Jones available. I don't think that really had a lot to do with the fact that A&M got on the offensive glass like it did. I think it hurt Auburn from a defensive standpoint at the top of the Auburn defense. But Auburn's front line was beaten Thursday night or Tuesday night. And I'm not sure I could have said that maybe one other game this year, and that was Florida.
Yeah.
So it was not a fluke. It was not the officials. It was Auburn got beat. Auburn was beaten on the glass on Tuesday night. And that's something that they have to address, and they have. And that's something that they've got to improve upon and get better at as they get ready for this finale against Alabama on Saturday, and then the SEC tournament and the NCAA tournament coming up. I will say this. While this game is not number 1 versus number 2 like it was in Tuscaloosa, this game has so much riding on it. I think a win for Auburn Saturday, I can't say this for sure. I think it takes an enormous step for Auburn moving forward to wrap up that number 1 overall seed in the NCAA tournament. Alabama needs a win to kind of turn things around. I mean, it's been a tough stretch for the Crimson Tide. So this game Saturday is an enormous. No, it's not number 1 versus number 2, but I don't think that matters to the guys that are playing in this ball game on Saturday on both teams.
And I want to ask you, what did Coach say to you after the game? What did he say about the A&M game? What was his thoughts on it?
They didn't rebound. That was it. I mean, guys, it's plain and simple. Auburn was out physical. That's not even a word.
Yeah.
A&M was more physical than Auburn in the game, and especially on the low post.
Yeah.
And that's it, guys. I mean, it's not there's not a little tiny minute wrinkle that we meant. No, Auburn was just out rebounded. A&M just took it to Auburn on Saturday, and he gave all the credit to A&M. I mean, what else do you do?
Yeah.
Hey, Andy, Jeremy, good morning. Always good to catch up with you. You have the benefit of kind of sensing the environment around a game. In hindsight, did this have the proverbial trap game for Auburn on the road, College Station, Alabama coming to town this weekend? You've just had the SEC crown. I mean, did it have that feel? Sometimes you could just pick up on the energy level of a team and know this might not be our night. But anything like that you picked up on?
I suppose in the fact that you're coming off of winning an SEC championship, and you've probably done it earlier than anyone thought. I think most people thought that it would come down to this last game on Saturday that would decide the SEC championship. Now you have it wrapped up with 2 games to play. It was senior night. They had 8 seniors. It was a packed house at Reed Arena. That's nothing new. Auburn's played in front of packed houses everywhere, home and away. And A&M shot the ball really, really well, and Auburn was playing without Denver Jones. So add all of those factors. But again, it was the rebounding that Auburn that Texas A&M had, or Auburn gave up, whichever one, or maybe it's a combination of the two. But there's a little bit of that, I think, going in, Jeremy, because I don't know how you can avoid that completely. But that's a disappointed Auburn ball club coming out of there.
Yeah, have to kind of push through even when those things happen. So what about the health of the team going into Saturday?
Yeah, it's a good question, and I don't have the answer for you with regard to Denver. I think other than Denver, Auburn's as healthy as you can be, as deep into this season in the best league in the country. I think Auburn is relatively healthy. Now, with regard to Denver, I do not know. We'll find out more today. Bruce Pearl will speak. Well, actually, we'll find out much more tonight on Tiger Talk.
Yeah, tell us everybody real quick. Tiger Talk, what time?
6 o'clock tonight. We're at Baumhauer's Victory Grill here in Auburn. But Coach Pearl will be on. Auburn women's tennis coach Jordan Szabo will also be on tonight. But that's one of the questions that we will ask Bruce Pearl. What's the health of Denver Jones moving forward?
Hey, Andy, this is Tommy St. Amant. How you doing, sir?
Hi, Tommy.
Listen, back what Jeremy talked about, and I know you was at the A&M, you was there at the game. Did you ever feel like that Auburn was going to win, or did you feel like it just sinking away?
No, I've seen Auburn come from behind, several times this year. We saw Auburn come from 16 down in the first half against Iowa State. Auburn has come from behind several occasions this season.
Yeah.
It wasn't until the last couple minutes that I felt that was, I would listen. I didn't think Auburn was playing its best basketball, but I've seen this team come from behind too many times this year to think that this game was a lost cause until the last couple minutes of the ball game.
Okay. I know we only got about a minute with you because you got to go, but if Auburn's an overall number 1 seed, they go to Atlanta. That's kind of like a home. To me, that would be perfect. Am I right or wrong on that?
If Auburn is the overall number 1 seed, it would first go to Lexington for the first 2 rounds of the NCAA tournament. And if the Tigers get out of Lexington at Rupp Arena, then they would go to State Farm Arena in Atlanta. Yes, and so that would be huge. It'd be tough to get a ticket. Let's put it that way.
That's what I'm saying. That's what needs to happen. So hopefully that'll happen.
Neville East.
Yeah, Andy, I know you got a meeting to get to. Thank you so much. I know you're busy. Thank you for coming on. We'll talk to you next week, buddy. Thank you.
Take care. War Eagle.
War Eagle. Yeah, Andy got to get out early today. How much time we got? Oh, okay. We'll just go ahead and start. Hey, get down to J. Michael's restaurant. Have a great meal today. The best seafood, the coldest beer, the legendary J. Michael's. If you're over in Lynn Haven, Beef O'Brady's where you want to go. Love Patrick. They do an incredible job over there. They treat you like family. Love you, Pat. Jeremy's got to go. Yep. Are you and Andy getting together right now?
No.
Is something going on we don't know about? He's not going to hire you away.
Different
no way.
No.
See you next Thursday?
Yeah,
all right, buddy. Love you, man. Be careful. We'll be right back. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
ESPN Northwest Florida. Here's what's happening.
It's that time of year again. The Women's Civic Club of Panama City Beach presents the Spring Fling Juried Arts and Crafts Show, Saturday, March 8th from 9 to 3 at Frank Brown Park Recreation Center. Donation is only $1 for adults. Sponsored by the Women's Civic Club of Panama City Beach, a non-profit organization supporting charitable causes in Panama City Beach and ESPN Northwest Florida.
Krispy Kreme Donuts invites you to bring the cinema home while you're binge watching your go-to Hulu shows and movies. Enjoy the first of its kind in the Hulu and Krispy Kreme collab. It's the new Candy Double Feature Donuts, the Cookie Dough Superstar Donut, the Caramel Popcorn Donut, and the Blue Raspberry Slush Donut. Only at Krispy Kreme Donuts, in front of HCA Hospital, 23rd Street, Panama City, and on the Ross Clark Circle in Dothan. Krispy Kreme Donuts since 1937, where you get them hot.
How would you like to receive money for your car that you don't need anymore? When you call the Sell Car US hotline right now, we'll come to your location. Within a matter of days, we'll offer you a fair price for your vehicle and we'll remove it for free. How great is that? You don't need to go anywhere. No people stopping by your house to look at your car, wasting your time on test drives. We come, we offer you a price, and pay you immediately. Call the Sell Car US hotline right now to arrange to have one of our representatives come right to your door and tell you how much your car is worth. Cars, trucks, vans, running or not, we'll make you a deal. Call this number right now.
800-609-2771. 800-609-2771. 800-609-2771. That's 800-609-2771.
Now, it's the Coach James Hale Show.
Go nuts.
Live from the J. Michael Studio on 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
And welcome back, 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida, one of the greatest bands ever. He didn't care.
I was trying to eavesdrop on his conversation to find out.
We told him to call the 215-629. We could talk about all kinds of fishing
you don't want to talk to
stories.
Tommy Mixon.
No, I just wanted to see what kind of stock trades he was doing.
Yeah, hey,
over
Tommy,
there.
I wish I'd listened to you about that one stock.
Down.
That one you told me about?
NVIDIA.
And I never did it. That was a long time ago. I regret that.
You'd have about 300,000 or 400,000 in it.
I tell you what now, you want to watch a great baseball game, you just go to Arnold High School tonight. You're going to see two of the top teams, and I know they're going to throw the best ones tonight. Everybody's going to have their best game tonight. Arnold versus South Walton. It's game day, baby. Thursday, South Walton. They're an incredible baseball team. The biggest baseball crowd I've ever seen was last year. Was at Publix Park. I couldn't believe the amount. Jeremy was there. Jason Covalette. We were all there. We had a great time. South Walton came over here and won. Will that happen tonight? I'm not sure. Arnold's going to have to play the best they possibly can play to win this ball game, but they can. They're good enough to do it. Two of these teams, I think, have a shot at a championship, a state championship this year. The first pitch, I believe, is at 6:30. The game's at Arnold.
Perfect.
You go fan to get tickets, which everybody, I was talking to Julie about that. As an AD, she says it's a lot easier. It's
It
just,
is.
You don't have to take it. You don't have
It
to.
is
Yeah,
a lot easier.
But for me, the guy that's buying, I hate that. I don't know how to do it.
I don't like it either.
I don't even know how to do it.
My grandson does it for me. I just say, here, do it.
Yeah, and I see if I want to go to a Florida State football game, you got to use your phone. I don't even know if I can do it. If I didn't have Julie or you there, I probably wouldn't get in. I bought a ticket and can't get in. I don't know how to do this stuff. I hate it. I love the old-fashioned way. You go up there, you buy a ticket, you walk in.
A couple bucks, take it, put it in your pocket, and you walk on in.
I love that could get my phone to work.
Have you ever gone to a game, to a big college football game, and you go to the people to take the tickets up, the line you're in, and slip them $50? Have you ever done that? And they look at you, and they look at you, and you just walk on in. Have you ever done that?
No.
Have you?
Not to a ball game, but to
a concert.
Events. Yes.
And they let you do it, didn't they?
Well, it cost me more than $50.
Yeah. I never tried it. I'm thinking about it though.
Depends on when you might be sitting in somebody's seat that don't like that.
Well, you know when you get in there, you're gonna have to stand down by down around the gate because you know you don't have a ticket, right? Because if you go to a big game, Alabama, there's no empty seats. Almost all their games you can't get in unless it's a.
Try getting you some fake press credentials.
I always forget we can get in because he is our state. I forgot about that. But
get you a badge.
Yeah.
Oh, you figure it out.
You don't need no stinking badges.
It's just an easier way to do it, especially the athletic administrators.
Yeah.
A lot easier. Like Julie said, it is easier.
All right, let's get into this, Tommy. I want to ask you this question. And Wildcat, I want you to listen. I want you to help. Jeremy's not here. I need you to help. My back's killing me. Help me, man. Come on.
Yeah, okay.
Tom and I can't do everything. All right.
Tommy can.
LSU, head football coach Brian Kelly. I'm going to throw a couple names in, but I kind of think he's the guy that has the most to prove this year. Okay? He came from, and other coaches that got to do a really good job this year. I don't say most to prove, but they got to win this year. I think Hugh Freeze at Auburn has to win. You can't have a losing season at Auburn and keep it. You just can't. You got to win at Auburn. You have to win. And everybody knows that. Oklahoma, that head coach, he's got to win. So there's other ones that have to win. But everything that happened at Notre Dame, he made a statement that he left Notre Dame because he wanted to come to LSU where you can win a national championship. ESPN experts thinks he's the number one coach that has the most to prove.
Why does he think he can go to LSU when he couldn't do it?
Well, LSU had won national championships. He was
under a different coach.
He was but he was at Notre Dame, and he saw the SEC teams. He went and played Alabama in the national championship and got destroyed. Yeah. He just felt like they couldn't get the players they needed to get to win it all like the SEC players have. All right, in 3 years at LSU, he's won 10 games. He's won 10 games. He's won 9 games. That's below standards LSU fans have for their program. And it is. You got to win more than 9 games at LSU to keep your job. 3 head coaches before Kelly. Saban, national championship 4th year. Les Miles, national championship within the first 4 years. Coach O, within the first 3 or whatever it was for him, he wins a national championship. This is his 4th year. This is kind of a do or die. If he goes 9-3, 10-3, they're going to go after him. They're kind of after him now in some ways, and he's done some stupid things besides football. But I think he's a great coach. I do. But is he an elite coach? We're going to find it this year. Yeah. He's got to win the national championship. Look what Notre Dame just did. They beat Georgia in the Sugar Bowl. They played for the national championship. Mm-hmm. He never did that at Notre Dame, except for one time against Bama and got embarrassed. So I'm going to leave Notre Dame to go to LSU because I win a championship. You hadn't done it. Notre Dame almost did it. What do you think?
Coach O, of course, inherited a great team. It was pretty obvious he was going to win a national championship. If ever was to win one, it was Coach O knew because he had some great players. LSU is, to me, every year they say, well, they're going to do real well, and they lose 2 or 3 games, like you say.
Yeah.
I don't know if they've got the talent. I don't know about the quarterback play. Is that Nussmeier? Is he still? He's still there. Okay, I don't.
Hey, that's a big back too. I mean, that's good. They got him back. He's a good player.
Yeah, he is a good player.
They said he's even said the roster's a championship caliber roster. They brought a lot of good transfer players in. They recruit well.
Yeah, they got the Peyton kid from FSU that rushed. And of course, he didn't do anything last year, but he went over there.
And he's making good money.
Yeah, and they got a good one of FSU's recruits they thought they had. He went over there. So, I mean, they got some and again, we all know it goes to money. Does he have the money? Does he have the $20 million like certain teams to pay their players?
Yeah,
that's what it's going to come down to. And they do. I mean, they got money there.
Got money.
Yeah, they definitely got money.
Well, all right, week 1. They opened up at Clemson, and Clemson said they're a playoff team. They made it. They're going to be good.
Yeah,
they should be really good.
At Clemson, right?
Yeah, and Clemson right now opens as a 2.5-point favorite over LSU. They've got Florida at home. They're at Alabama. The schedule's difficult. There's no doubt about that. But it's not as hard as Oklahoma. It's not as hard as Florida's.
Yeah.
But it's still difficult. It's really a hard schedule. So I don't know. I mean, it's either do or die. I think he needs to win the SEC championship.
He's kind of committed himself by saying, "Well, I've got the roster."
Yeah, for what he said, you're right.
I've got the roster, so we're going to do really well this year, and then that really puts it all on his shoulders.
When you make a comment like that, Tommy, is that saying like, "Hey, look, he's at a certain age. I think, what is he, 66, 65, something like that.
Mm-hmm.
He's making $10 million a year. He's got plenty of money right now, and he knows they're after him." And especially one of the kids that got sick, had cancer, didn't go visit him in the hospital, didn't call. The dad was going nuts about that. That's a bad look. I don't care what the excuse is. That's wrong. So he's got some negative stuff thrown at him. Could he be going like, if I don't do it, to hell with it. I'm out of it anyway.
I mean, that's a good point. But I don't know how he relates to his players. That's the thing about him. He seems like, to me, and I don't know, anything about his relationships, but he looks like he's just there and he doesn't relate to the players that well.
When he left Notre Dame, I don't think one coach came with him. I don't think one did. They might have, but I remember one time they wouldn't. Maybe they have. Another thing that I'll never forget, and I look at things, I always read body language. I look at everything I can to get an edge over everything I do. But when he got off the plane in Baton Rouge, they were all lined up at the gate. He waved. He didn't walk to the gate and say hello. He got in the van. And there were people out there waiting for a long time. Mm-hmm. He gets in a van with his family, waved, and left.
Yes.
All right, let me tell you what Nick Saban did. They were the same thing, people everywhere when he flew in. He went right down the line, shaking. Not only him, Miss Terry did the same thing. Mm-hmm. He was like Elvis Presley walking in a building, everybody over. They were hugging on him. He spent time with those people. He walked through the airport. He went security. He shook their hands. He treated people really well, and they were going nuts after him. Mm-hmm. So I think he made a big, huge mistake.
Yeah.
Those people out there spent time to get to the airport, to be there when you get off the plane, and you don't even come over and shake their hand. You don't even come by and say hello. You wave from a distance. That's not good.
Is it not in their contract somewhere, somehow, that they need to...
That's just common sense.
Promotional stuff, like...
I'm sure there is.
Like do a few interviews.
Yeah, you got to go do certain things. Yeah.
I mean, but Tommy, you do that?
Yeah, Tommy used to hire people. He knows that. If I was the AD, I'd have taken him over there by hand and said, "Hey, come say hello to certain people."
Yeah. I don't know the situation. What was going on? Was he?
It was bad. I saw it. It was.
Did he have to be somewhere in a hurry? In a case like that, you're coming from up north, and I'm there in the south.
That's probably the problem.
I'm looking at you and say, I don't know about this hire right here.
Them damn Yankees.
When he gets in the car and waves and takes off, I said, that just does it for me. But that's the impression I get of him. His relationships with not only the players but boosters. I know that's the kind of
supposed to be all about the fans. Yeah, your fan base.
When you get one chance, you got one chance for the first impression, and you want it to be a positive one. For that to stand out in my mind, I know it. I just knew that was a bad.
He doesn't look like, and another thing he doesn't look, and I'm compared to somebody else, but energy level, he doesn't look like he's got very much energy at all.
Yeah.
He stands there, and he watch the game.
Blames everybody. Yeah,
I don't know.
You know what? I think he's a good coach. I do. I think he's a great coach. But he's an elite coach. I don't know. In LSU, you better be elite, or you're not going to be there very long.
Yeah.
Now, the other guys, I thought they made a mistake on this. What about USC's Lincoln Riley?
Yeah,
he hadn't done anything.
No, he hadn't done anything.
He hadn't proved anything. What I'll even ask, and I love him. I think he's a great coach too. But Lane Kiffin, he had a great opportunity last year. They got Georgia at home. They took care of Georgia. They won that ball game. But they lose at LSU. They lose at Florida.
Yeah, they underperformed.
Yeah, they underperformed. He had an unbelievable roster. They're going to have a lot of guys drafted. They had a great quarterback.
And they were looking for them to maybe even win the SEC. They were really high.
At least make the playoffs.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
But they didn't. Mm-hmm. And we already talked about Auburn and Oklahoma, so they were more than him.
Sounds like a morale problem to me.
I think Riley's right up there with him. Have to prove something. Yeah. And even Lane Kiffin did, but he's done a great job.
He's going to be there. He'll be there. I don't think he's going to leave Ole Miss.
But just remember, when you go in front of people and they're there for you, you need to treat. They don't remember what you say. They remember what you do.
Oh, yeah.
People remember kindness. Yeah. I always remember people that have been kind to me, and I also remember the ones that ever made fun of me or been rude to me. So, and I think I think we all do. Yeah. So please be kind to people.
And that's the thing about Coach Norville over there. He is. He is a.
Didn't you say when people come to the facility, he's outside waiting on them?
Absolutely.
So he can do it.
He's out there hugging them. When they walk out the door, he grabs them.
So what? I guarantee you, that's the difference from him. And he would have walked over there and spoke to those people.
Oh, yeah. I'll guarantee you. I mean, he did it to us when we was at practice. Yeah. He came down that line, and there was probably 15 of us. He came and shook everyone and said, I really appreciate you being here and watch us.
Yeah.
And my nephew.
That's what I'm talking about.
My nephew flew with him to one of the games they got beat. And after the game, he walks by Trey and pats him on the shoulder. And Trey looks up. He says, I want you to know I am embarrassed how our team played tonight, but we're going to get it right. He's that type of guy.
Yeah. I'm
very impressed with him as far as his.
I hope he turns it around.
He will. Yeah, I'll guarantee you will.
I know he better.
He will. I have faith in him. I really do.
All right, I tell you who I got faith in. I got faith in Dr. Chad Mitchell. Listen to him every Monday right here. He does an incredible job. I got faith in Max Fit Sports Nutrition and Jason Kovaleski. You talking about a product, you want to sleep and get some grill rest. It's Max Fit Sports Nutrition. I don't know the name of it. Tommy's on it now. I love it. I
got a picture
swear
of it.
by it.
I can tell you.
What's the name of that stuff? If you can't sleep as you get older like us, you need to go down and get it. If you don't get your rest, man, you got a problem.
A good night's sleep is the most important
What's
thing.
that? Hey, say that? I can't pronounce that. I don't even know what that spells. Hell, who can spell that?
Somatoma.
What?
Somatoma.
Somatoma. Kind of like melatoma, only. Yeah.
Yeah, we're not going to tell you the ingredients. Anyway.
Cocaine.
Cocaine's a hell of a drug. Max Fit Sports Nutrition, Dr. Ward. Get out to newbies, have a great time. Paparazzi, Turpro Pest Control. But I'll tell you what I'm pumped up about, man. It is TK Vandy Roofing and General Contracting. They do a great job. They design, they build. They can do it all. Residential, commercial. I love Kyle Vandergrift. The guy's nothing but a winner. They do a great job. I'm going to get a new roof, and I know who I'm going to go with. It's going to be Kyle Vandergrift. It's going to be TK Vandy Roofing and General Contracting.
That's
remember that.
That's hard work.
If you have a roof that needs to be looked at, needs prepared, or get a new one, you go with Kyle Vandergrift. The guy is incredible. TK Vandy Roofing. Get down to the local 115. Have a great time down there, and we'll be right back. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
Northwest Florida. It's the Coach James Hale Show.
Well, I'm Wildcat on the Coach James Hale Show, and without missing a beat, the guy turns around and looks at me and says, "It really sucks to be you, don't it?"
He still got your autograph. He wasn't there the day last year. So he was going the Pete Rose route, man. Start charging for autographs.
Exactly. Weekday morning 7 to 9. ESPN Northwest Florida.
Good morning. This is Joanna with your weather forecast from ESPN Northwest Florida on this Thursday. Sunny this afternoon and evening with a wind coming out of the west-northwest around 10 miles per hour and the high of 61. Tonight, look for very little wind and partly cloudy skies with a temperature near 47. Tomorrow, a high around 70 and some sun. Saturday, very warm with a high of 70 and light showers. This weather forecast is sponsored by Mid-South Lumber, the best little lumber yard in Panama City. Thank you for keeping that dial at ESPN Northwest Florida. Rely on it.
With over 65 years of combined experience, Instant Replay Sports Cards is happy to help you take your collection to the next level. They carry all the new hobby boxes, signed memorabilia, and supplies. New and vintage cards and Pokemon. They sell and trade cards and are always looking to buy. They're an authorized source for Topps, Panini, Upper Deck, and Leaf cards. Instant Replay Sports Cards is open 7 days a week at 752 West 23rd Street, down from Academy Sports. It can always be reached at instantReplaySportsCards.com.
It's March Madness in college basketball, and owner Jason Mulder of Best Way Portable Buildings invites you to dribble down and slam dunk a deal on a custom-made building. Jason is dealing, so go for 3 from downtown. Best Way Portable Buildings is a Golden Age builder located north of the Old Mall on Highway 231. Online at bestwayportablebuildings.com. Since 1989, simply the best in portable buildings, period.
Welcome to It's the Coach James Hale Show.
But I believe diversity is an old wooden ship that was used during the Civil War era.
Live from the J. Michael Studio. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
Hey! Hey!
Kid Rock.
I love Kid Rock. Hey, is that Kid Rock? That's not Kid Rock. I love Kid Rock.
I do too.
You know, you're not gonna believe this. I love this. Two of my favorite players, and this is unbelievable. Robbie Fisher's birthday today, March 6th. He's 57 years old.
God.
Played for me at Lake Wells High School. Good looking guy. Good looking. He was I think he was a Navy SEAL. He did something. Yeah, I'm pretty sure he was a Navy SEAL. But he played down Lake Wells. I think they might still live in the Panhandle, but I love him. He was a great player, great person. Joe Carbone, he played for us here at Arnold, great player. And then Obby Belcher. Obby, I've been best friends since we were probably 5 years old.
You got friends?
Oh man, Tom is like my brother, my daddy, my uncle, my everything. Banker. But anyway,
financial advisor.
Obby lived down the street from us.
We don't have no
we've been
birthday
close.
music,
There was about 5 of us that hung together. Me, Obby, and 3 other guys. The 3 other guys are in heaven. Craig Jones, Sam McClurkin, and Pat Garner. We were at Pat's funeral. Craig died first a couple of years ago. Pat died. He had cancer, fought it for years. And then we were there, and Sam looked great. You would think, man, he's in great shape. He got a scholarship to play football at LSU. Okay, he was a great player. Got head injuries and couldn't play anymore. Went to Auburn and finished a degree. His dad played at Auburn. His dad was a pilot. But Sam, I'll never forget, he goes, man, we got to get together more. We ain't getting any younger. Yeah. He said, it's sad. We've already lost 2 of us. Yeah. It wasn't 6 months. Sam dropped dead of a heart attack in the gym. Gone.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, 68 years old.
Yeah.
And now Obby's, I think, 68 or 69. I can't remember now. But man, it's just me and him left.
Yeah, we had a big get together over in Bluntstown for athletes, and a friend of mine organized it, and right after that thing after we had that get together, it wasn't. Well, right now there's about 8 of them died. I mean, these are legends in athletics over in Calhoun County. They just, they all just died. I mean, you're right. It doesn't.
You never know when your time. That's the reason I gotta keep telling myself.
Is that why you're taking off tomorrow? You're gonna go visit some friends?
Well, I was actually gonna say there's one guy I work with every day I'm really concerned about. I hope he's gonna make it a little bit longer. But there are times when he hits that jar, I'm like, what?
I
I wasn't talking about you.
Oh, okay.
As far as you know. Anyway, hey, Richard Sanders yesterday. I go up, hug him. I love that guy. Great man. And I'm like, I tell the waiter, I said, do not let him pay. I got his bill. He goes, you're not doing that. No, because he's gotten me before, I've gotten him before. But he's such a great guy. And he's the reason we got so many things happened in Panama City Beach and Panama City.
Yeah, well, I know you're talking about
Richard. Richard.
Yeah.
What's his title?
He was
city, county planner or something. I don't know.
Something to do with the city.
Yeah. But he gets, I think it's a county. He gets all these sporting events coming down here. But love the guy. Anyway, I go sit down. I'm thinking I'm going to buy his lunch. And he's trying to fight me over it. I'm waiting for the bill. He comes by and says goodbye to us. And I said, I got you now. No. I said, no, I did. Don't get out. Anyway, I'm waiting for the bill. Carla comes over. She says, Coach, somebody took care of you. I said, you got to be kidding me. I said, it was Richard, right? And she goes, yeah. I said, doggone it. Hey, keep it up, Richard.
I bet that just
keep
broke
it up.
your heart.
I was happy. I was extremely happy.
Send me your where you going to be eating for the next 5 or 6 weeks.
Yeah. Well, he likes Longhorns on Fridays down at Pier Park, so I try never to be there then.
Oh, man.
No, I
love Longhorns.
I owe him. I got to get him. All right, Tommy, we were talking about Lincoln Riley, and we're talking about Southern Cal, a blue blood. Are they truly a blue blood? Let's look at it. This is their competition versus other blue bloods, okay? USC won national championship, Heisman trophies like no other. They're the real deal. What's the record against the Alabama Crimson Tide? They got 2 wins, they got 6 losses. Georgia, what's the record against Georgia? Georgia's a blue blood now with Kirby Smart there, Vince Dooley. Georgia, they're 3-0. They've never lost to Georgia. Michigan, they've beaten Michigan 6 times. They've lost to Michigan 5. Okay, they got a winning record against those 2. Nebraska, they beat Nebraska 5. Nebraska used to be unbelievably good. Yep. Nebraska, they beat 5 times. They've lost 1. Against Notre Dame, the Fighting Irish. You know how many times they beat Notre Dame? Do you think they got a winning record against Notre Dame or losing?
Probably a winning record.
What do you think, Wildcat? Winning or losing? USC over Notre Dame.
I'm going to have to go with Tommy on that one.
Both of you said winning?
Yeah. Well.
They've beaten Notre Dame 37 times. They have lost to Notre Dame 50 times.
Good night.
They tied Notre Dame's 5 times.
That's quite a margin for us to not get.
Well, let's look and see what they did against another blue blood. The Ohio State Buckeyes. They're like Alabama. They're at the top. Alabama, Ohio State are right there to get top. They have beaten Ohio State 13 times. They've lost to them 10 times. They've tied 1 game. Oklahoma, blue blood, Oklahoma, over the years, unbelievable. They beat Oklahoma 5 times. They've lost to them twice. They have 1 tie. Penn State, got to give. Some people say they're not. Yeah, they are. They're pretty doggone good. Penn State's a good football program. Are they as blue as Alabama, Notre Dame, and Ohio State? Maybe not, but they're right up there.
Penn State certainly has.
They're right there with
past
Nebraska.
Few years have become.
Well, but go back for Joe Paterno. They were unbelievable. Joe Pa. All right, against Penn State, they've beaten Penn State 6 times. They've lost 5 times. Kind of like Michigan, same record as Michigan. Texas Longhorns. They've beaten Texas 5 times and only lost to them twice. So when you put the true blue bloods up there, they've won 82 and they've lost 80. They've tied 8 games. So when you go the best against the best, that's a pretty good record.
Yeah, that's not bad.
Okay. Now let's look at one other team that we don't talk much about. Let's talk about Alabama. Alabama is a...
Here it comes.
Alabama versus the Blue Bloods.
Where's my tablet?
Alabama versus Georgia. Alabama versus Georgia. Do they have more? All right, listen. Do they have more wins versus Georgia or more losses?
More losses.
Yeah,
more losses. So Georgia owns Alabama, right?
Yeah.
Wrong.
Oh, come on.
Alabama's beaten Georgia 44 times. They've lost 26. They've tied 4. Against Ohio State. Against Michigan. Michigan owns Alabama. Alabama's beaten Michigan 3 times. They've lost 4. Nebraska. Alabama's beaten Nebraska 3 times. They've lost 2. Notre Dame owns Alabama. Notre Dame's beaten Alabama 3 times. Alabama's beaten Notre Dame 3 times. They've lost to them 5. The Ohio State Buckeyes. Bama owns them. Bama's beaten Ohio State 4 times. They've only lost 1 time. Against Oklahoma owns Alabama. We've only beaten Oklahoma twice. They've beaten us 4 times. Penn State. Alabama owns Penn State. They beat them 10 times. They've lost 5. Texas really owns. Alabama and Notre Dame owns Texas and Alabama, not very good. Texas and Notre Dame, not very good. Texas have beaten Alabama 8 times. Alabama's beaten them twice. USC, Alabama's beaten 6 and 2. Alabama's 77, 57 and 2 compared to Notre Dame's 82 and 2. We're out. Tommy, thank you for coming in. God bless you. You guys, I'm out tomorrow. Brian will be here. Bye.
The game going with ESPN Northwest Florida. Just because you get out of the car doesn't mean the Sports Talk and Live play-by-play have to end. Just say, hey Alexa, open ESPN Northwest Florida. From Michigan Avenue to the man cave, from the car to the kitchen, we've got you covered. Keep the game going. Hey Alexa, open ESPN Northwest Florida.
Good morning. This is Joanna with your weather forecast from ESPN Northwest Florida on this Thursday. Sunny this afternoon and evening with a wind coming out of the west-northwest around 10 miles per hour and the high of 61. Tonight, look for very little wind and partly cloudy skies with a temperature near 47. Tomorrow, a high around 70 and some sun. Saturday, very warm with a high of 70 and light showers.